Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Paul Travel's Virtual Travel Escapes. I'm Rhonda Svian, the Leisure Manager, and my co-host with me today is Julie Bekdash.
Hi, everyone. Good morning.
Morning, Julie. I just wanted to thank everybody and appreciate everyone taking the time this morning to join us to explore some of the great destinations of the world. We really hope you find this webinar interesting and inspiring. We've been very lucky and feel very privileged and want to thank you for your support because we are celebrating our 20th webinar today. Yay!
Awesome.
I know it's just
Congratulations, guys.
Thank you. It's amazing how quickly this time has flown considering the state our world is in right now, but we really enjoyed this and we have so many more exciting places to showcase, so we're going to keep this webinar series going. So again, thank you everybody for your support and your feedback and all your ideas. It's been really wonderful and thank you so much. So sit back, relax. I think it's going to be a really great day today. Hopefully have a coffee in hand as we're going to bring you and take you to a little virtual trip to the exotic land of the United Arab Emirates. It's places that you think of like Dubai with the unbelievable engineering wonders of the world that they've done there, to the capital of Abu Dhabi, and of course to everybody thinks of the desert experiences. I know it's an amazing little place. I've always wanted to visit. It's definitely on my bucket list to just see everything that we've witnessed and how the growth has been amazing there. So I'm quite excited to see this today. Just before I turn this over to Julie to introduce our special guest today, just wanted to let you know, as we go along, everybody will be on mute. If you have any questions at all during the presentation, please put them in the Q&A box at the bottom of your screen. Don't be shy at all. Put any questions you have, maybe any comments that you might have as well. Please share them. We would love to hear from you. Next week, just jumping ahead a week. So next Thursday, we're going to be at our normal time at 4 p.m. And we're kind of bringing it back to Canada. We're going to showcase the East Coast a little bit, Newfoundland. So that'll be a great one not to miss if you're interested in exploring. So again, thank you, everybody. And I'm going to turn this over to Julie.
Perfect. Thanks, Rhonda. And good morning, everyone, again. So today we have with us Rizzi Lustre, and she's joining us from Dubai. She's another one of our destination management companies that we work closely with. So their company is called Desert Adventures, which she'll share with you. They've been around for 22 years. They have over 200 employees, and they represent over 30 different nationalities between all those employees. So it's a pleasure and a privilege to be able to work with such a professional company. So Rizzi, she is originally from the Philippines, but she's been in Dubai since 2009. She started, answering phones in the evening, doing operations, and now she's a key account manager. So it's just a pleasure to have her with us. And we're so happy to have you, Rizzi, and we're excited for the presentation that you're going to share with us today. So take it away.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Julie and Rhonda, for inviting me to present our wonderful country to your participants. And thank you for all the ones who joined us this morning and spared their mornings to listen or to see what UAE has to offer for you guys. So shall I?
Yep, go right ahead.
Okay, let me just share your mind. Wait a second. Okay.
Perfect.
Okay, there you go. So again, good morning to everyone. And my name is Rizzi from Desert Adventures in Dubai. And as Julie and Rhonda has mentioned, we've been in the destination. We are a DMC company, destination management company, who can assist in every single requirement that a traveler might need in the destination. We look after UAE, Jordan, and Oman, but tonight I'll be talking about UAE with a focus in Dubai and Abu Dhabi. So let's start. My presentation's title is called Explore UAE. Here in the photo, you will see a lady sipping a cup of coffee. Coffee in Arabic is gawa. Gawa or Arabic coffee is very symbolic to the UAE culture. It means of generosity and hospitality. We are, as a nation, we would like to be known as very cordial, very hospitable nation, and it means that we would like to welcome you to our country. It is said that here in the UAE, we can provide you with the full banquet, with the full party, but it will not be complete without serving you a coffee. That's why it's also very visible in the country. If you visit hotels, if you visit office establishments, if you visit even some commercial establishments, you will see a table of coffee at the side, and it will be offered to you as a sign of welcome. So for me, it's my way of saying welcome and thank you for joining us, and hopefully we could give you a glimpse of what we could offer to you as a destination. So United Arab Emirates is the name of the country. I know you've heard a lot about Dubai and Abu Dhabi. In my personal experience, a lot of people think that Dubai is the country itself. And if you say United Arab Emirates, they will be like, what is that? So technically, United Arab Emirates is the country, and Dubai is one of the Emirates. Emirates, it could be a city or a state for the North Americas. So United Arab Emirates is a very young country. It was only formed in 1972 with 7 different cities or emirates unified together and build up the country. So in terms of population, there's approximately 9.8 million in population, but it's not only about the citizens and the local Emiratis. It's a melting pot of culture because there are around 200 different nationalities residing and making up this wonderful country. Yes, Arabic is the national language, but English is widely spoken because of all the various nationalities that are in the country. Also because of that the huge number of residents and expats, there are various culture traditions, and we are very thankful that UAE in general is very tolerant and very open to that. So in terms of, when 2009, I was a young girl visiting UAE, I was like, Middle East, should I change my wardrobe? Should I buy all these long dresses and hide all my shorts and my t-shirts? But it's not really the case, because as I mentioned, it's very open, it's very tolerant. We can wear whatever we normally wear, as long as it is within still the boundaries of the culture and the laws, because at the end of the day, it's still a very Islamic country, and with this certain traditional and conservative culture. So in terms of connectivity to the world, we are, I guess, very connected. We have 150 direct flights available per week to Dubai and to Abu Dhabi, across from 14 major cities from North America. So in terms of being a commercial hub, we're thankful for Emirates and Etihad Airlines, because they are really bringing the world to us. So it's also, in terms of travel, it's also visa-free travel for US and Canadian citizens. No need for any paperwork or so you're just really welcome to come. One of the main reasons why I think UAE is in the bucket list of any traveler is because of our year-round sunshine. We don't have any rain, we don't have any storm here. We only have sandstorm, but I will talk about it later. It's a year-round sunshine. We have 2 types of climate. We call it the hot summer and the warm winters. Our summer period here starts from May to August. When I say hot summer, it's really hot. So on average, the highest temperature that we could have peak summer is around 45 to 50 degrees centigrade. But don't be afraid of that. Don't let that stop you from visiting us, because everything here is air conditioned, even from the small shops, from the small stores up to the bus stops, everything is air conditioned. And even in the hotels, most of the hotels, luxury hotels here, have temperature controlled swimming pools, so you can still enjoy going out and relax in the hotel. And also during that period, May to summer, this is where all of the offers are really available. Exceptional deals and offers. We are getting offers as low as 65% discount from the regular rates. Meal upgrades from, if you book a BB, you'll get a half board, or it means you'll get free lunch or free dinner, or sometimes all meals of the day will be included in the rate during this period. And it's really, really low. Not only the hotels, also the airlines are giving also very good deals during this period. The rest of the year is what we call warm winters. I know it's warm winter for us, meaning around 16 degrees to 26 degrees. 30, it's a little bit warm already, but I know for us, for you, it's your summer, but for us, it's already our winter. And because of such nice weather, it's also considered as our peak travel season. So rates are a little bit expensive. And if you are gonna ask for which travel date to really avoid the city, I really don't want to say it, but in terms of how expensive the city could be, it will be during the New Year period. Aside from the bustling city and the different vibe during that year, it's also, I think you have seen about the fireworks of the Burj Khalifa, the fireworks of that Jumeirah Palm. So it's really a wonderful time to visit us. But yes, it comes with a hefty price tag, I must say. Aside from year-round sunshine, we are also consistently ranked among the safest countries in the world. I know UAE, being in the Middle East, we are painted in the social media or by media itself that it's kind of dangerous as a destination, but it's not. It's really one of the safest countries in the world. I mean, when I go to restaurants or shops and I want to reserve a table, I'll just leave my phone, my bag on the table, and I could go to the counter, spend 5 or 10 minutes there, and I'll come back to my table and I'll still see my stuff there. So I think it's up. I can say that up to 0% pickpocket. We don't have that here. You can safely travel. You can safely take the metro. You can safely commute without the fear of, hugging your bag behind directly to you. So keeping away from people. No, it's really, really safe. And also for me personally, I've experienced walking in the evening, and it's really safe. So I don't really feel afraid to get out of the comforts of the house or the office. Yeah, I can really say safe. It's just that sometimes that feeling when I go back home to the Philippines and I do that trait of leaving stuff back in the table or commuting, and I'm very carefree about it, my mom will be like, why are you doing that? You're not in Dubai anymore. You are in Philippines. So that's how safe it is. I joking aside, but that's how safe it is here. Moving on. Oh, wait a second. Wait. Oh. Okay, there you go. So moving on, here is just a sample, a picture or a map of the UAE. It showcases the key landmarks, and in terms of destination of how far you travel to the other parts of the UAE, which later we will discuss it one by one. But later you can have a look at it, and then when we save it in the website. So as I mentioned, UAE, we will start talking about some of the Emirates or the cities, and then later on we will focus to Dubai and Abu Dhabi. Sharjah is one of our Emirates. It is considered one of the conservative city or emirate in the UAE. When I say that, it is because they really want to keep or to promote the arts and the culture. But regardless of that, it is also becoming popular nowadays because it is just 15 minutes away from Dubai. It is a good starting base if you're looking for budget alternatives. There are a lot of affordable 5-star, such as brands as the Intercon, located in the hotel in the city. So it is quite a good option. However, though, because it's a very conservative city, it is also known as a dry city. When you say dry, when you hear the word dry in Dubai or in the UAE, it means that there will be no service of alcohol. In general, in the whole country, alcohol service is not available anywhere. You cannot just go inside a small store, buy your beer or buy your wine. It's not like that. It has to be in a licensed area. So where are the licensed areas here? Majority, it's in the hotels, licensed pubs, and licensed sports bars. So you can just, you need to go there and finish your drink there. You cannot just buy and drink on the way your way to the partner. You can do that. You just have to consume it at that licensed area. So you cannot do that. But in Sharjah, the whole city, you cannot find alcohol being sold or being served in any of the shops or in any of the hotels there. But that's why they are really, really conservative as an emirate. But another positive note, 15 minutes away from Dubai, affordable 5 stars. So it's still a win-win destination. If you drive a little farther from Sharjah, let's say 5 to 10 minutes, you will reach the city of Ajman. It is one of the smallest cities in the UAE, but it is known as our coastal city because, as you can see in the photo, it has really nice resorts with pristine white beaches. So it's also boasting of 5-star brands such as the Fairmonts, the Oberoys, and it's still a good option if you just really want to relax and have a calmer vacation in the UAE. From Dubai, it's around 20 to 25 minutes depending on the traffic. Let's now talk about Ras Al Khaimah. Ras Al Khaimah, if you drive further to the north, it is located in a series of mountains. That's why this destination is known for the adventure seekers. UAE is trying to get all the superlatives in the world, and Ras Al Khaimah is one of them. They have the longest zip line in the world. They say that it's measuring at 1.76 miles in length, and if you spiral down, I don't know how you call it, if you drive down, it could reach you to up to 120 to 140 kilometers per hour. So that's how fast you will reach from the top to the bottom. And then obviously, because of the structure of the geographical area, it's also best for the adventure seekers. So you can do mountain climbing, hiking, all sorts of those type of activities you can do in Ras Al Khaimah. And obviously, once you're super tired with all the hikings and the adventures and the fun, you can also relax in your resorts in Ras Al Khaimah. So they also have a lot of nice resorts, beaches in there, private ones, so you can really, really enjoy there. And also the destination is known for its all-inclusive concept. So all your meals, all your drinks will be covered in your rate. That's why in our experience here in the destination, we could see a lot of travelers combining Dubai and Ras Al Khaimah. So normally they will spend 5 nights in Dubai. They will just do all the activities, all the things that they could see, which we will discuss later, some of them. And then after all the shopping and the sightseeing, they will drive down to Ras Al Khaimah. It's around 2 hours drive, 1.5 to 2 hours drive to Ras Al Khaimah. And then they will spend there for like 3 nights just to relax, rejuvenate, drink on their hand, and then call it a vacation. So that's Ras Al Khaimah. Next destination that we will discuss is Fujairah. If Ras Al Khaimah has mountains and sea, same case for Fujairah. Fujairah is nestled between the Hajar Mountains and the Indian Ocean. Therefore, the views in here, if you're staying in one of your resorts, it's really, really picturesque. So you will see the east coast of the UAE, and you also have the opportunity to experience luxury resorts, luxury hotels at a fraction of a price if you will compare it to Dubai. Therefore, it's more of culture and nature in Fujairah. So for a quieter vacation, this is the destination for you. And obviously, we will now go to Dubai, one of the focuses of our presentation tonight. So Dubai has its humble beginning. It started as a very small fishing village in the past. And Dubai Creek, where it's located at the old town of Dubai, is the center and main hub of the trading back then. Moving forward, fast forward to the present times, it is now one of the most developed cities in the world. As Rhonda has mentioned earlier, it is home to a lot of engineering and architectural marvels of the world. And they like to have all these tallest, biggest, largest, and you can name it here. If Dubai, I think, has seen something outside, they will try to top it off. And as population wise, Dubai also is home to 3 million people, and it's coming from 200 different nationalities. So it's really a melting pot of culture and nationalities here. And also Dubai, thank you to Emirates. We are very connected to the world. Emirates, because of its home home base is Dubai. We are connected to all parts of the world. As I mentioned, from the North American side, we have 140 flights from various cities. I think when you Google Dubai or UAE in the internet, this is one of the first photos that will come up. The Burj Al Arab, the sail-shaped hotel. It's very iconic. It's very representative of Dubai in terms also of the architectural design. It's very Middle Eastern, very Emirati. Burj Al Arab is the rated a 7-star hotel. It's a all suites hotel. You will not see any room here. It's all suites. Each floor will have its own dedicated butler. They have their own concierge reception area in each floor. So service-wise, you will really feel pampered. And also the design of the rooms, it's very mid-Arabic, very representative of the culture and the architectural design here. And yes, if you've heard that there are gold touches in the rooms, it's true. And I must say, during one of our visits in the hotel, they showed us the amenities. It's really, I must say, just you will feel pampered. One of the amenities, for example, is a full-size perfume of Hermes. And it's just not one per room, it's for ladies and for men. So the value of the room rate that you will get is actually, you'll get it already from the amenities. And speaking of amenities, Burj Al Arab is sitting in the Jumeirah Beach Hotel. So Jumeirah Beach area, I'm so sorry. So they have a 2-kilometer white beach, for private use of all the guests staying in Burj Al Arab and its sister's hotel under the Jumeirah properties. So the whole compound that you are seeing there is under the Jumeirah properties. So aside from Burj Al Arab, there are also 5 hotels in this compound or in this complex. Aside from 5 hotels, they have their own water park. You will see on the left side of the screen those little tube slides. It's part of the Wildlife Water Park, which is home to which is exclusive, not really exclusive, but all guests staying in the hotels here in the Jumeirah can have complimentary access, unlimited access to the theme park. Aside from the water park, they also have a big lagoon which you can explore riding an Abra. I will tell what is Abra later on. And they also have a theater and 50+ restaurants. The 50+ restaurants is inclusive of the restaurants inside the hotels and obviously street brands restaurants that could cater to all types of travelers as well. So this area as a destination could be as a destination on its own. You don't really have to go out. You can just really relax and explore the facilities available for you during your stay. Moving on, another famous destination or area in Dubai is called the downtown. And it's mainly because of this tall building right in the center, the Burj Khalifa. Burj Khalifa is, I think it still holds the title of the tallest building in the world and its height is over 825 meters or 2,716.5 feet. And it is composed of 160 stories. So what's inside the Burj Khalifa? What's in there? So it has apartments and residential areas. So yes, one of the most expensive place to live here in Dubai is in the Burj Khalifa. It has a hotel, Armani Hotel, highest lounge area called the Atmosphere, and obviously an observation deck. We call it at the top. So at the top is located at the level 124 of the building. It really gives you a bird's eye view of the city. Obviously, there are magnifying viewer in top in the observation deck, but personally, I prefer going up during the night. Obviously, in the morning, it's really chaotic. A lot of people, because it's an icon also in Dubai. It's really chaotic in the morning, but aside from that, in the evening, you will be able to see this view when the city is lit up during the night. That's really when I personally appreciate the observation deck and the city in general. Why it is also a famous part of the city. Is aside from Burj Khalifa, here you will also find various attractions. In the middle with this little light that you see, it's called the Dubai Fountain. So it's one of the biggest fountain shows in, I think it's the only fountain show in the city, in Dubai. And it's really still a sight to see. Personally, whenever we have friends or families or even visitors, we always bring them here just to see the show. The show starts from 6 p.m. onwards, 30-minute interval, and the show will last around 5 to 10 minutes per run. Aside from that, on the right side of your screen, that yellow building, that is the Dubai Mall, one of the biggest shopping malls in the world. And in the UAE, yes, that is the biggest one. So it is housed to, they say, 1,200 stores and counting. To be honest, I don't really frequent Dubai Mall because it's very busy. Finding a parking is hard. And I think today they finished another building for parking. That's how big and busy Dubai Mall is. They have to build another parking space to accommodate the visitors that they have on a daily basis. And in general, aside from the shopping mall, aside from the fountains, there are also hotels, 5-star hotel, 4-star and 3 stars. You can find it in here. And you can also find Souk al-Bahar. Souk is the traditional word for market, but it's not the usual market where you will find vegetables and fruit. It's more for culture, the artifacts or traditional market. So you will find here the traditional clothing, some souvenirs that you could bring home, and obviously some restaurants that features local cuisine as well. So also in the photo, this is also a residential and commercial business area. So yes, one of the busy areas in the city. Another marvel of that we are proud of here in Dubai is what we call the Palm Jumeirah. As you can see, we would like to build more land spaces because we are surrounded by waters. But Dubai is like, why are we gonna build a regular island? Why don't we make it nice? Why don't we make it out of palm? So yes, it is a palm. So there's a trunk. You will see the leaves and the crescent at the end. So it is really palm is a very historic or symbolic of the Emirati culture as well. So on the trunk, on the leaves or the branches, these are residential areas, apartments and villas. So it is available for occupancy for the residents and the locals. And on the crescent, it has all the various luxury hotels. And in the middle of it, in the center of it, is the Atlantis, the Palm. So this is the second Atlantis resort after the Bahamas. So we have one. It is said that they have 1,000 rooms here. They have their own water park. They have their own big aquarium showcase, and also a dolphin sanctuary. So it is also, as a destination, it is really a good place to spend your holidays. Jumeirah Palm is roughly from Dubai Airport, if you will drive, roughly 30 to 45 minutes away from the airport. Not really still far. So we have now seen the modern part of Dubai, all the engineering and architectural wonders. But as we've mentioned earlier, Dubai has its humble beginnings, and we are trying to incorporate that to any visitors that are visiting us, because we really want to showcase also the rich culture of the city and the country. So we will go back now to the old part wherein the Dubai Creek is located. As I mentioned earlier, it used to be the center of trading in the past, and it plays a huge role in shaping of what Dubai is today. So here, the photo here is what we call Abra. Abra is a wooden boat. In the past, you just put all your items for sale in the Abra, and that's how you trade with your other merchants. Nowadays, it's still being used as one of the commuter mode in Dubai. So it transports people from the mainland going to the souks, which is on the other side of the lake. So one of the souks that we are very proud of is a gold souk. Yes, we have a market dedicated for gold. This picture that you see is an actual store displaying their jewelry pieces. So there are many stores lining up in that souk just for gold, and just by looking at it you'll feel like, wow, this is indeed a rich country. I'm not into jewelry or gold. I have never tried buying it, but when I brought my mom here and my sister, they said that the prices are really competitive compared to the market, or compared if you want to buy to the mall or to some known brands. So yeah, we have a market dedicated for gold. Adjacent to the gold souk is the spice souk. So Dubai loves food, and we take pride in all the spices that make our food really tasty and has its own character, that has this Emirati flair. So here you will find various Emirati or Middle Eastern spices known as the za'atar, the sumac, and of course saffron. They said some of our colleagues, when they have visitors or friends traveling here from Europe or from other parts of the world, they really buy a lot of saffron because they say that it is really one of the places where they could find affordable saffron. So they will just buy it in bulk and bring it with them back home, and yeah, enjoy the flavor of the Middle East. Speaking of food and the culture, as we are still in the old part of Dubai, we would like for people to have a better understanding of the Emirati culture. I know there are a lot of misconceptions outside, and it can only be answered by a local or an Emirati itself. Therefore, we have a center called Sheikh Mohammed Center for Cultural Understanding, or SMCCU. So it is located in the old part of Dubai. It is an old house, and the goal of and representative of how the houses are built in Dubai. So the goal of the center is to become a place for people to visit and get to know more of the Emirati culture. As you can see in the picture, here you'll be able to experience cultural meals. So this is a representation of the culture of the food, the Emirati food that we have in here. It will be served to you family style. You will be meeting in the center, and the guy in the white dress, that's our local Emirati host, who will talk about a little bit more of the Emirati culture and the Islamic culture in general. You will hear, aside from food, you will also be able to experience to wear the traditional clothing. So part of the explanation will be why it is like this, why do we have to wear this type, why it has to be covered. So all the questions that you have in mind will be answered in this area. And during your meal, during your time, you'll be able to have a Q&A with the guide and you can ask any question that you have, and they will take their time to answer it. So in terms of the cultural meals, they have breakfast and lunch. And obviously during Ramadan, it's only during the iftar. Speaking of Ramadan, I think some of the misconception about Dubai and UAE in general is that we don't want to travel to the Middle East during Ramadan. Ramadan is the holy month of the Islam culture. So it is a month of fasting, of serving, of really embracing the culture or the religion. And I think in the past, the notion is we cannot travel to Middle East. We cannot eat. We cannot drink. We will not be able to go out. In the past, I could say it happened. But nowadays, especially that Dubai and UAE are welcoming a lot of tourists and visitors, they become more lenient. They become more tolerant of the various travel visitors that we are having. So I would recommend that visiting Dubai or UAE in general during Ramadan is an experience on its own. It's a different cultural experience that you will not be able to have during any time of the year. During Ramadan also, yes, there will be fasting. It will be felt in the vibe of the city, but it is not as scary as it could be. In the past, all shopping malls, all restaurants will be closed, but in the last 5 years or so, you can still visit the mall. Food restaurants will be open. There will be barriers or curtains to keep you from the public eye, but you are free to enter and eat inside. And also at the hotels, same case, you can still have your all-inclusive concept. There will just be covers in the restaurants, but if you lounge in the pool, drinks will still be served. No one will be really stopping you or gonna give you a fine just because you're eating or drinking outside. And mostly locals or those fasting individuals will be staying at home or either working in the offices. So, but yes, in terms of the vibe, the day can be slow because obviously you can see it, especially in the locals, that the energy is different because obviously of fasting. But during iftar is the time of the day that they break the fasting, so that's really a feast for everyone. It's one of the most busiest time in all the restaurants and all the outlet shops in the street, because it's a time that families are gathering and enjoying the meal of the day. And that's also when the city is bustling with activities. And during Ramadan, you might not believe it, shopping malls are open sometimes until 2 or 3 in the AM to accommodate the fasting citizens and residents of the country. So it is really a great time to travel to the UAE. Please don't be afraid. If you have any questions later, we can discuss it. But yeah, don't be afraid to travel to Dubai or Middle East during Ramadan. And as you can see in the photo, the different decor are really bright and representative of the culture that we have in here. So as I mentioned earlier, Dubai loves to eat, and it also because of all the different nationalities that we have in here, and therefore we have various dining experiences. So one of them is the high-end luxury dining experiences. So like here in the presentation, you can see this is the Oceano restaurant in Atlantis Palm. So it's fine dining, luxury, and you will have a giant aquarium with all these sea living creatures floating around you. Aside from that, a lot of celebrity chefs are also putting up the restaurants here. So we have the likes of Gordon Ramsay with his Hell's Kitchen restaurant. Yes, we have now here. We have Todd English, Chef Morimoto from the Iron Chef, and we have the Nobu here in Dubai as well at Atlantis. And I think you've known this internet sensation called Salt Bay. You know, the way he put salt in his steak. Yes, he has a restaurant also here in Dubai. And yeah, it's more and more celebrity chefs are putting up the restaurants here because it is really a place where a lot of travelers are visiting. And obviously my favorite, the street food. I think among all of the options, this is something that will not put a dent in your wallet, and it is really cultural. Because as I mentioned, there are too many nationalities, too many cultures. So this is where you will find the cuisines, the various cuisines here. So here you'll be able to have a taste of Emirati, Arabic, Indian, Pakistani, Egyptian food, also the Asian Chinese restaurant. You will all have it in here. And I guess the best shawarma in town is the one that you can find in the street, where you will see a lot of people lining up and then just shawarma and a drink on the other hand. It's really delicious. And food trucks are also becoming popular here in Dubai. So especially in the beaches or in the nice trendy areas, which I will discuss later. So they have the usual food trucks favorites. So coffee, burger, hot dogs, even pizzas. And yeah, there are also food trucks that serve sushi here in Dubai. So it is really, Dubai is really inventing itself when it comes to food and to F&B. So we have done the city, we have done the structures, we have done the attractions. It's now time to go to the desert. You've never been to Dubai or to UAE in general if you've never been to the desert. And one of the famous or top activities here is called what we call the desert safari. So it is where you hop onto your 4x4. Obviously in the desert, there will be huge dunes of sand, and the driver will just drive around those sands. So it's like a roller coaster in the sand. It's very adventure. A lot of people like it, and it's really an experience on its own. But for some people like me who suffer from dizziness and vertigo, it is not really an ideal activity for us. But there is an alternative. It's what we call the heritage safari. Heritage safari. I always call this as the upscale version of the safari experience, because here, aside from the regular 4x4, you will hop onto vintage Land Rover. So you see the little vehicle on the left side of your screen. That's the vehicle that you will use during your trip here. And instead of the adventurous drive in the desert, this will be just a soft drive in the desert. It is located in the conservation reserve. So here, while you're driving the desert, your licensed guide will talk about the different plants and trees and how the old Bedouins or the old people of the UAE survive in the desert. So they will try to show you this plant is a medicinal plant. This one will be able to help you if you don't have any more food, etc., etc. And because it's a conservation reserve, there's also an area where you will be able to see wildlife animals like the Arabian oryx, the gazelles, and there will really be an oasis where you will see all these animals gathering together. Aside from that, you'll be able to have an opportunity to ride a camel and get to know about falcons. Falcon here is the national bird of the UAE. It is one of the most regarded animals in the region because in the past, it's the falcons who help the Bedouins, you know, to hunt and to survive in the desert. So it is really a very loved animal bird here in the UAE. We even have a falcon hospital dedicated for it. So it's located in Abu Dhabi, which we will discuss about later. And also during this activity, in the traditional one, we have the regular barbecue dinner. Here, the food is a little bit different. Here, you'll be able to taste local Emirati food, and they will also talk to you about how they prepare it, how they cook it, and it's really an immersion of the Emirati culture. So that's why I call it really an upscale version for those people who really wanted to learn more about the culture that you cannot, and you cannot go to the SMCCU. This is a crash course of it. So it is a really, really good alternative as a desert experience. We have tackled about the architectural marvels, the desert, and how about the kids? Because I think those areas will be enjoyed by the teenagers, by the adults who are into the details of the architectural marvels. Don't worry, we have everything covered. So in terms of family travel, we have a lot of theme parks to welcome the family. So one of them is Ski Dubai. Yes, we are in the desert, year-round sunshine, but obviously we want to experience winter. We want to have ski resort in here. So Dubai created Ski Dubai. It is an indoor ski resort. It is located in one of our malls. So as you can see here, there's a snow park wherein kids can play around. There's also a penguin show. They could have an encounter with the penguins. And there's also a ski area here wherein beginner, medium or expert skiers can have a taste of ski in the middle of the desert. So we have it in here, and they will provide you with the gear to protect you inside because it's really cold inside. But I would recommend that for you to put another layer, wear longer shirts or cardigans, and then you put your own the gear that they will give you. Aside from Ski Dubai, as I mentioned earlier, we have water theme parks. So as I mentioned earlier, Atlantis, they have their own water park called Aquaventure. So everyone staying in Atlantis will have unlimited complimentary access to Aquaventure, to the aquarium, and obviously have the opportunity to see the dolphins in their dolphin aquarium. Okay. And then another theme park here is what we call Wild Wadi. This is the theme park that I've shown in the Jumeirah property. So all guests also staying in the Jumeirah hotels will have unlimited complimentary access to the Wild Wadi water park. So it is really boasting of high slides and lazy water, so you can just relax and play and be with the kids and with the family. Aside from that, we also have Dubai Parks and Resorts. So it is 3 theme parks, 1 water park in 1 area. So the 3 theme parks are the Motion Gate. So this I could say for the teenagers and the adult alike, because this is where all the high fast roller coasters are located. It is themed after the movies of Lionsgate, like the Hunger Games. We also have in here Kung Fu Panda. We have the Smurfs Village. We have the Ghostbusters and so many other things. So yes, rides, roller coasters, this is the place to go. And obviously for the kids, we have the Legoland, one of the first Legoland in the region. And we are paying homage to the culture of India, the arts and show of India. So we have Bollywood and of course the Legoland water park. Also in the area, in Dubai Parks and Resorts, we have a hotel called Lapita Hotel. It is managed by Marriott. So it's a 4-star family resort wherein you can just book a 5-night stay there and explore the 4 different theme parks in the area. Dubai Parks, if you are coming from Dubai Airport, it's quite far. It's 45 minutes to 50 minutes drive, but there's another airport called DWC. It's closer to the Dubai Park. So once majority of the flights will use that airport, it will be closer to this family adventure. And also aside from that, that whole area is being developed to have, you know, more restaurants, more shopping areas, retail outlets. We have shopping outlet mall in that area as well, known as the outlet village. So while the kids are playing in the theme parks, the moms or the sisters and let's call it the fathers, can shop and enjoy the retail areas here. We've done all the day activities. Kids are asleep. What are we gonna do in the evening? So we have evening shows. So we have in here La Pearl and Dubai Opera. La Pearl is the region's first permanent show. They built up a one-of-a-kind theater, aqua theater, just for this show. So aqua theater means that you see that little circular water pool area in the floor. So you will see the theater filled with water, and in the span of minute, it will be drained. So that's how they did it. So here the show, you will see a fusion of artistic performances, imagery, and technology. There will also be various acrobatic stunts and special effects. And the theme of the show is influenced by Dubai's culture, its present day, and what the future will hold for Dubai. So it is really a show that you should not be missed while you are in Dubai. It's only available in the evening. There are 2 shows during the day. Yeah, 2 shows during the day. Aside from that, Dubai Opera. Dubai has shown its love for culture, arts, music, and performance. That's why they said, let's build Dubai Opera. Dubai Opera can be found in the area of downtown Dubai, where the Burj Khalifa, the Dubai Mall is. So that's that's the location of Dubai Opera. So there are various artists and performers from across the world who come and visit and perform here. That's why also it's one of the driving aspect of the tourism here in Dubai, the Dubai Opera. Aside from that, if you just want to have a relaxed vacation in Dubai, you just, especially if you're repeaters in the destination, you just want to have a relaxed day, a place where you can just sit, grab a meal, and just enjoy the scenery. So we have these trendy areas and developments. On your left, you will see, this is what we call the Blue Water Islands. It's one of the latest islands developed in the city. It is located in the marina area of Dubai. And here you will have a hotel, retail shops, and lots of restaurants. And you will see this huge Ferris wheel. It's called the Dubai Eye, or Ain Dubai. It is said that it will become bigger than the London Eye. As I mentioned, Dubai wants to have the biggest, largest, tallest. So here's another record that we will break in the next coming months and period. So I think it is slated to open in 2021. And on your right, as we have a lot of beaches here, and Dubai said, we don't want plain, regular beach. Let's develop it. So here we are. They put up some facilities, restaurants, retail shop, and even cinema. You can find it here. And we have a lot of these type of areas scattered across the city. So regardless of wherever you are staying, you will find one of these type of developments in nearby you. And finally, I think you've heard about it, Dubai Expo 2020. So Dubai Expo is one of the most ambitious projects Dubai has ever envisioned. So it is explore the world in one place. It means that we have 192 countries participating in this project, and they will have their own pavilions scattered in the area. Each country will showcase their own, they will showcase their country's development through different themes. We have opportunity, mobility, and sustainability. Therefore, the countries, it will not be arranged according to geographical areas. It will be depending on the themes that they would like to participate in. It is originally slated to open this year, but obviously due to the pandemic, it has been agreed to postpone it to next year. So it will be for October 1, 2021 to March 31, 2022. So, but even though we move it a year ahead, we kept the name Expo 2020 Dubai UAE, just because it already started the campaign out of it. So what can we expect in Dubai aside from the showcase and the pavilions? Because obviously there are 192 countries participating in, we can expect, I think in every day that it will run, we will be able to expect cultural procession from each individual country participating. There will also be live shows, exhibitions, events, and even concerts. We were told by the organizers that coming October, they will be able to give us a glimpse of who will be performing in the expo. We've heard about Celine Dion. We've heard about Mariah Carey is the one who opened it last year. Yeah, last year she performed here last year to commemorate the opening campaign of the Dubai Expo. So we're expecting A-lister artists and performers to perform here. Aside from that, it's just a culinary tour for you to experience because of 192. So every single country will feature their culinary F&B options also. So there will be a lot of exhibitions. So it's really an exciting project for all of us. It's too sad. We were really geared for it this year. Unfortunately, COVID-19 happened, but our excitement will be just move forward to next year. And on top of that, we are proud to say that Desert Adventures is the official DMC partner of Expo. It means that we will be the one who will develop various activities and tours, behind the scene tours, if the expo will open at 10 a.m., we will be early there at 9 a.m. just to give you a glimpse of what it is before everyone comes in. So we in the coming months, we are in partnership with Expo organizers. We will be developing various activities and tours, and hopefully you can watch out for more updates in the coming months for that. It's really an exciting project for all of us here. So that concludes Dubai. If we will now we will go to Abu Dhabi. From Dubai, Abu Dhabi is roughly 1.5 to 2 hours drive depending on the traffic. It's really not far from Dubai. So Abu Dhabi, I know I talk about a lot of Dubai, about its structure, it's the skyscrapers. It's not even the capital. Abu Dhabi is the capital of the country, and being the capital, it is one of the largest of the Emirates, making up of the 87% of the total land area. And if Dubai is focused on the glitz and glamour, the modern structures, Dubai is keeping its cultural heritage. It is very prominent in their tourism drive, in their campaign, and combining the local history and the international influences, it is giving us a mix of the old and the new, making it really interesting to visit. The first photo here is known as the Emirates Palace. If Dubai has Burj Al Arab, Abu Dhabi has Emirates Palace. So as you can see from the exterior, it is very elegant and luxurious, like a palace. And it is being used as accommodation to dignitaries and high-profile government who are visiting us. But this is also a working hotel. Guests can stay here. Guests can visit here. Even if you're not staying, you can experience one of the restaurants. And one of the fun facts here is that they have a cafe in the lobby that serves cappuccino with 24 karat gold. very UAE, very Middle East, very it's the UAE. We just really like to show our flair here. So yes, we have a coffee with 24 karat gold in it. So even if you're not staying, you can just go and grab a coffee and you experience the Emirates Palace. Another thing that you should not miss in Abu Dhabi is the Sheikh Zayed Grand Mosque. Most of our travelers, if they could not stay in Abu Dhabi, they do a day trip. And one of the attractions included in that day trip is a visit to the Grand Mosque. It is something that you should not miss. Sheikh Zayed Grand Mosque is one of the biggest and grandest mosques in the world. Actually, it is the third largest in the world. It covers 12 hectares of land, and that's where it's just situated. And it is an architectural marvel on its own. So as you can see, it has intricate design. Those domes, they said that there are 82 of these domes. And inside the mosque, you will see the largest handmade carpet used for prayer, chandeliers across, and the hand-painted walls and floors. Grand Mosque is still a place for worship. It is still being used as worship so it welcomes worshippers and visitors alike. So it is open 7 days a week, but during Friday is our holiday here. So it is closed for public until 4 p.m. because the rest of the day it will be used only for prayer for the Muslims, for the ones practicing Islam. So it will only open on Fridays from 4 p.m. Personally, I've seen the mosque during the night, and it is quite an experience because all these domes will be lit off. The lights will be turned on, and it's changing depending on the crescent of the moon. So it is really a different experience also for you to see. So if you have an opportunity if you are staying in Abu Dhabi and you have one free evening, please pass by the mosque because it's really a different sight to see during the night. As we have mentioned, Abu Dhabi is focusing on culture. So here we have teamed up with the French government, and we have a Louvre Abu Dhabi. So it is relatively a new addition to the capital. It's only opened in 2017. It is the largest art museum in the Middle East. And the design of the museum is actually jaw-dropping on its own. So as you can see here, this is basically the roof of the museum, and you can see the sunlight passing through it, and it has a water space and land there, so it reflects the sunlight that's coming through it. So it is really aside from the different art cultures and artifacts that you can find, this is also one of the things that's really a thing to gives us excitement to visit it. So we've done with the, also I forgot to mention, I'm so sorry, I forgot to mention that Louvre Abu Dhabi is situated in an island in Abu Dhabi called Saadiyat Island. Saadiyat Island is their center for culture in the capital. So here, aside from the Louvre Abu Dhabi, you will be able to see various museums and cultural centers. One of the museums that they are building there is the Guggenheim Museum. The construction is halted this year, but it is still a project that will continue in the next coming months. So hopefully by next year, it will welcome its first visitors. So after that, we also have Qasr Al Watan. Qasr in English is palace. So this is basically a palace, and it is just not a regular palace. It is one of the latest cultural landmark in Abu Dhabi. So Qasr Al Watan is situated in a 380,000 square meter site within the UAE's presidential palace compound. So it is really a reflection of where the UAE government is residing. It is it gives glimpse to the visitors of how the UAE culture and the heritage is in general. So here, when you visit the palace, the Qasr Al Watan, there are various zones in the palace that you can explore. One of those zones is called the Great Hall. So this is the Great Hall. So it has 4 art installations that allow the visitors to view the room's architectural detailing and intricate design in various perspectives. I know the photo does not do justice with this various perspective, but if you visit it there, you will see what I mean. And this ceiling, it is hand painted and it is adorned with 23 French carat gold. So that's how marvelous the Casa Al Watan is. Aside from the Great Hall, another hall that you can see is the Collaboration Hall. So here you will be able to get a glimpse of where the government and the federal council do the meetings. So you will be able to see that. Another exciting hall to visit is the Presidential Gifts Hall. So here they are showcasing the collection of gifts that the UAE leaders receive from various leaders from the other countries. And also the library. They said that they are keeping there at least 50,000 books covering the UAE's political, social, cultural history, and all of these are accessible by the public. So it is really one of the attractions that you would really want to visit if you want to get to know more of the UAE culture and the political status that we have in here also. In the next couple of slides, I will show you more of the photos of the Castle Al Watan. So this is the compound, and this is one of the wall of the buildings anchoring the palace. Aside from culture and aside from arts and museums, another heritage that Abu Dhabi is preserving is its wildlife reserve. So here we have the Saadiyat Island where the focus of the culture is. We will go to another island called Serbanias Island. So it is quite far from the mainland. Actually, you need to drive 45 minutes to reach the jetty port. And from the jetty port, it's around 20 to 30 minutes boat ride to reach the island. So you might say, why do we need to go through all the trouble just to reach one island? Well, it is also an experience. Here, you will be able to have a safari experience. You don't have to go to South Africa to experience that, to get that safari vibe. Here you can do that. So here there are resorts in the island, and you'll have the opportunity to take a drive on your 4x4 and do a nature and wildlife drive. So you will be able to see free roaming animals such as the Arabian oryx, the gazelles, giraffes, and etc. And in the evening, you can still also do nature walks or desert walks. So it is really a safari experience, but with Middle Eastern flair. So that's how we are preserving the wildlife here in the UAE. So we have covered the culture and the heritage. We will say, is Abu Dhabi that boring? Where's the fun part? Here comes the fun part. So if we have Saadiyat Island culture, we have Serbanias Island for the wildlife, we have Yes Island for the fun part. So Yes Island is home to 2 theme parks and 1 water park. So water park is what we call Yes Water Park. So the slides, the lazy rivers, we all have it in there. And the theme parks, we have Warner Brother World Abu Dhabi. It's one, I think, second Warner Brother World theme park in the world, one being in Australia. So obviously all the characters of Warner Brothers you can find it here. So we have Tom and Jerry, we have the Justice League, we have Gotham City. And the good thing is it's indoor. So yes, you can visit it all year round without worrying about the heat outside. It's all indoor, and you might feel like it's indoor. Is it exciting? I personally visited it a couple of times already, and it is really a good place to visit. It still gives you the proper theme park experience, even though they are indoor. Another theme park that we are really proud of here in UAE and Abu Dhabi is the Ferrari World. So it is the first Ferrari themed theme park, and it is home to the fastest roller coaster in the world called Formula Rossa. Being afraid of heights and roller coasters, I have never tried it, but when I brought my brothers here, they get out of the roller coaster shaking. That's how fast it is. That's how it is for I think it is an adrenaline rush for the adventure seeker, but for the likes of me, no, thank you. But aside from that, they showcase here the fast cars, the history of Formula One, and the like. So it is still a good place to enjoy. And again, it is indoor, so you don't have to worry of the summer heat or the heat outside. It's all indoor. And also in Yes Island is the location of the Formula One race circuit, which yearly it happens here during the months of November. Unfortunately, it was announced that during this year, it will not be open to the public. So it is something that we will all miss in November. So basically, that's it. That's Dubai, that's Abu Dhabi, and UAE in general. And I just hope that in this presentation, you kind of learned a thing or two about our destination, and that hopefully it motivates you to include us in your bucket list. And we at Desert Adventures, we can help you to plan your vacation in here. We could cater to all types of requirements. It could be that a shared tour wherein you would like to mingle with other individual tourists, or if you want it to be private, so you have your own tailor-made on your own experience to be able to explore every little thing that you want to see on your own. So yeah, thank you so much for listening, for joining us. And like what we have said, we are ready when you are. So please let us know when you're ready to travel to the UAE. Thank you so much. And yeah.
Thank you, Rizzi. That was wonderful. I'm craving shawarma now. And congratulations on being the official DMC for the Expo 2020. That's awesome. That's
yeah.
Proud
That's
of you guys.
really an exciting project for all of us. And we are all, I think we have a meeting soon with the Expo organizer for us to develop the tours that will revolve around the Expo as well. So yeah,
Amazing.
Please do watch out for it.
That's really great. Thank you so much. That was so detailed. It was perfect. And I'm sure it's like everyone, like, got to go to Dubai, have a list of all the things to do. So thank you so much. Rhonda, is there anything that you wanted to add? We don't have any questions right now, so.
Yeah, no, that was amazing. There's so many different areas that I never even really knew about. And, it's kind of funny because I think a lot of people, when maybe flying, especially from Canada, they may stop over in Dubai, maybe for a couple of nights and then continue on, somewhere else. But this really kind of showcases to me, myself, that, gosh, there's Abu Dhabi and all the other areas around, just the islands that you just talked about. There's so much more. And yeah, it makes me want to go. And I just wanted to make a little comment too for those that are listening. Rizzi had mentioned about Ramadan. I myself was lucky to kind of experience Ramadan when I was in Morocco. And I will say I was extremely blessed to be there, to kind of witness that side of the culture. And it was something that it was a unique experience. And I think if people do travel and happen to be over that time period, you're going to really enjoy it and soak up the cultural experience. Yeah.
Great. Yeah, that's awesome. I just have one quick question here, just on how, on the current COVID situation and how it's handling. I know you mentioned that to us a little bit about doing a lot of testing, and so the numbers are a bit higher because of all the extra tests that are being done. But do you want to just quickly go over that, and then we'll wrap it up?
Sure. In terms of the COVID response, as I mentioned to Julie and Rhonda earlier, UAE is very in control of the situation. We are one of the countries wherein we have a very, very good healthcare system. We have hospitals here, big hospitals with international standards that really answered to the pandemic case. And nowadays, we're in different destinations are starting to open up to tourists. We have the safe travel badge from the WTTC, or the World Travel and Tourism Council. And we as a destination have various practices and safety measures in place, and as governed and as instructed by the local authorities. So we are ready to welcome the tourists. So in terms of, for example, for us, when we meet the guests, when they land in the airport, we normally do a meet and greet service. So this time it's a little bit different. So our little welcome pack will be sealed. It will have all your information and everything. And then sanitizers will be given, masks will be given, because nowadays in Dubai or in UAE in general, wearing a face mask is mandatory. So it is a different experience, but we are adjusting to the norm. I think it's the new norm, and we are doing a lot of sanitation practices here. We are practicing social distance in Dubai Mall, in the fountain show, wherein normally it's packed with individuals, tourists alike, and visitors. Now there are little stickers placed in the area wherein you should stand. So it is being monitored. So yeah, it is. Dubai in general is doing its best to to sanitize and make sure that everyone is safe for visiting. So yeah.
Perfect. Okay, great. Just coping like everyone and adjusting to the times. Hoping, fingers crossed, it's gonna end soon, and things will change. But yeah, good. And yeah, so just one more question, just about any travel restrictions coming to UAE. There aren't any quarantine or no visas needed or anything from Canada, or vaccinations or anything. So that's good. Yeah, perfect. Okay.
UAE is open. UAE is welcome to welcome the visitors. So yes.
Perfect. Good. Well, thank you again for your time. I know it's evening.
Thank
for
you for inviting
hours,
me to do this presentation with you and with all our participants.
It was a pleasure. So enjoy your evening, everyone. The rest of you enjoy your Thursday. Again, thanks so much for our guests for joining us, and we appreciate it, and it's such a blessing to us. So thank you so much, everyone. Have a great day. Okay.
Bye.
Enjoy the day. Bye.
Bye.